especially, man. It's like we'll take, shit water and fish in it. Like we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Like Bengalis don't just chill and be like, oh no, there's mud in the water. You get the fish, you scrape the mud off, and you eat the.
Hey guys, I'm Sami.
I'm Ashiat.
We'd like to welcome you back to Jore, the best place to get your fix if you're South Asian or South Asian curious.
So today we have a very special guest, the one, the only, the king of South Asian diaspora comedy, Usama Siddique.
What's up? The king is here. The king. That's so crazy.
The king.
My mom would hear
Literally.
that and just turn off the laptop. What? King of what? King of not cleaning up after yourself, bitch. Jesus Christ.
I know, kill it. Listen, you just got to own up to it.
I mean,
you just got to own up. This is your title now.
Y'all are Bengali too, both y'all?
We're both
Yeah.
Bengali, yeah.
What's your duck nums?
I don't have one. So my parents were just
I
like...
don't have one either.
My parents also were like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, it was my grandfather.
No, but they call you Osha, right?
Ooh, Osha, but your duck num is like a separate ass name, right? For Bengali.
Oh.
So Osha is like a nickname, and everyone's got a nickname, but Bengalis have a special thing where like, it's like my name is Samiat, but people call me Shurjo or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So many Shurjo. Liton, yeah.
Liton, yeah.
Right? And it's like a massive ass name. My name is Moshifur Rahman, but call me Paula or something.
Yeah, no, always.
Always make it. Paula is some crazy shit. But y'all are the only other two Bengalis I've met in my life that don't have the duck nums as
That's
well.
That's
why.
why
I know. I actually feel super left out. Yeah, we feel super left out in my Bengali.
That's probably how we connected, honestly, because we grew up in Kuwait together. So I was born in Boston. Yeah. So we met each other in Kuwait.
I was born in. Yeah, and, I was born in Bangladesh, moved to Kuwait when I was 3, and then Sami moved when he was 6. We're both the same age.
Okay.
And then our parents just kind of bonded.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're still bonded together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're very close. So I was born in Boston. My parents came to the United States for college, and then they lived here for about 30 years, and I moved out when I was 5, moved to Kuwait, about 5 or 6, and then we met. We graduated from high school, 2 different high schools. Came out here, weren't that close, and then last year we were like, why don't we like start a hedge fund, and then why don't we start this, why don't we start that, and then we landed on drape therapy.
Your
tried to sell clothes from Bangladesh.
Okay, really? That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Your first idea was to start a hedge fund?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
we were like, yo, let's do this.
We were both studying for our CFA, like the financial analyst exam, and then we were like, oh yeah, like if we get all of the 3 levels, like let's just do our own thing and make like hella money.
It's so funny because it's the highest level of the thing you're trying to do. So let's just start at the highest level. That's amazing. That's great.
No, that was the goal. And
start
then
big.
Right. It's day 1. My mom does the same shit. It's like, you doing comedy? Get on Letterman. I'm like, I just started comedy. Give me a second.
No, that's sick.
Yeah.
I actually have a question about that. So going into that, the whole comedy thing, what is it like during quarantine? Just because, so I love comedy. I think it's amazing, but I think an audience is like the whole thing, right? So if you don't hear laughs, what's the fuel? I don't understand. So what is it that keeps you going, and how weird is it now that you can't do stand up?
Well, it's like, Bengalis especially, man. It's like we'll take, shit water and fish in it. Like we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Like Bengalis don't just chill and be like, oh no, there's mud in the water. You get the fish, you scrape the resourceful people. Yeah. So it's the same shit. Like, like there's no stopping. You just figure out a new way to do the thing that you're doing. Yeah, crowds are everything, and without crowds, there's no reaction. And comedy, live comedy requires that. It's half the experience. But did I stop being funny? No. So there's the things you can do. When an athlete breaks his leg, they don't just stop working out. They do upper body
rehab, all that stuff.
They do rehab, but they work the muscles that aren't the leg. So when their leg gets better, then they work the leg out. So it's like, okay, your leg just broke comedically, then work the pecs, work the shoulders. So it's just pivoting. Always be adapting and pivoting to the world, because one thing that happened is COVID destroyed all of our institutions, right? So that's this thing you're like, oh, I want to get into this club and I want to get into this comedy club and get past there and do spots there and be liked, and all that was gone. All this validation matrix of like, this is the thing I get to make me more worthy in the world. It's all gone.
Absolutely.
And so as a resourceful person, you just got to be like, all right, how do I create? How do I keep working the shoulder muscle when my leg is cut off?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that has helped you gain that whole thing that you are now, right? So now you jumped up to 50K followers, Mango Bay is everywhere, bro. I can't even like, even when I want to, I cannot. I can't go on the explore page.
Like, I get it, bro. I get it.
Yeah, like, all right. Mango Bay, I'm like, I got it.
That was funny.
There's like your face is there on my explore every time, like, without fail.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
So like, has Corona gas?
I love it.
Had you guys to the top? Like, do you think that played a role?
We can never just think we're on the top. It's always a hustle. It's always working more stuff out. We can always get more followers, more people, more. I mean, we're getting to y'all. I mean, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that y'all are seeing the shit. And it's like the idea of like, the moment you get satisfied is the moment you stop working, right? There has to be a distance between where you want to be and where you are. That distance is what drives growth. And if you don't have that, then you're going to be, imagine if you're like, let's start a hedge fund with a hedge fund, but you already have the hedge fund. So what's the next part? Let's own the world.
Yeah.
Let's buy Guatemala. I don't know what y'all trying to do. So like the idea is like, you can't ever be satisfied with the rung. The moment you are is the moment you start getting fat and start, getting the grape leaves on you and just eating the grape.
Yeah.
It's over. So, it's beautiful to have, count the blessings, but always keep moving, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a Bengali thing too. Like Browns, my mom never let me, that thing where like if they say you're sitting down, they just like get you doing something, you know what I'm saying? Like you're on the couch sitting down, like go build a goal.
I bet you got the brunt of all of that. Like
sure.
You're already in like they're probably like you're already a comedian, like jokester, you know what I mean? Like they're going off at you.
And now they're like, they learn some comedy stuff and they use that to hurt me. My dad's like, go write a script. I'm like, where'd you learn this shit? Yeah, he read like how to shit on your kid after you accept his dream. You know what I'm saying?
It's like what to do when my kid doesn't listen to me anymore.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
And now they learn shit to now hate on me again. And it never ends. It never ends.
Yeah,
Heat up Joel. What are you not doing? They're learning. They learn now and they're utilizing. So
they adapt just as quick.
They're adaptable, man. You can't even.
That's
how difficult was it like in the beginning? Because like you left med school to do comedy. You're basically every Bengali mom's worst nightmare.
Right. Oh my god.
How was that like the first few months of your relationship, like with your family, like navigating?
It was definitely tense. But here's the thing: Bengali moms and brown moms, they be wanting med school for a receptionist kid. You know what I'm talking about? Like, these kids are dumb as balls, and they're like, he's gonna be a doctor. Bitch, have you seen him? He drools only.
Like,
he only drools.
Like pre-algebra for the
right, guys. Like, still working on his timetables.
Yeah.
Right? Or he's gonna be a doctor, save lives. He's gonna kill everybody you know.
Yeah, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's done.
Like he can't even see 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna see? Like, you do surgery, you dumb bitch?
So, and the worst part is that they're coddled. They're coddled so much.
And we're coddled even more than girls are. Like Bengali girls, you gotta give them some credit. They are like, they gotta be badasses from day one. Mm-hmm. Because
we get shit on for being like obedient. And then we get shit on when we want to be our own person.
100%.
Like, what the fuck?
No. 100%.
100%.
Clean the dishes. Yeah, no, it isn't.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, they have the hand right there, ready to go, just in case you say no. Easy move. Right? Oh, you have a block method? Okay. But even when
I learned this time I was 7 years old. I am ready. I am vigilant.
But here's the problem: is when you block, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna block, bitch." Okay. Oh, you can't. If you don't take it, then it's another. Oh, dude, it's a whole different. Oh,
when it's physical, like when they realize they can't do physical, they're just like, emotional abuse, verbal abuse.
You're fat. Exactly. So it's
so many ways.
they really do pivot into pain so well. it was scary in the beginning because, you know, it's not on them, you know, they don't understand what comedy is. They're working from a place of what do I know? So when you say comedian, you know, in our villages, the comedian was a term for the town drunk, right? He'd be passed out on the ground. He's like, oh, what a comedian. So when I say my mom, dad, I want to be a fucking comedian, it's like all they see is fucking Moshiud who's
drunk.
You know, who's barf his own pen, you know? So it's like an idea of like, you know, I in the beginning when I was 20, when did I say this to them? 23. I was like, "Your mom, dad, you don't get it. I'm a fucking artist. I'm going to New York and fuck you." But, you know, as you grow older, you realize like, listen, they were literally just coming from a place of, I don't want my son to die. I have no idea how to help him in this world. I can't allow him to do this because I don't have any idea how he'll be okay. So,
it's a risk. Yeah.
You know, and it's all love from their end. That's when you realize real quick with these parents is like they're just coming from love, and you gotta like the way they give it is sometimes so different than what we understand, but like it's what it is.
Yeah.
And
no, that's totally
yeah, it makes sense. And then how did that go so beyond your parents? So like extended family, like how did you handle that? How did you cope with that? You definitely got judgments.
Yeah, dude, my mom had like she scheduled a dawat to have a party, and this was like a fake party. It was like a party. It was a day party. Everyone, uncle in our community, every auntie in our community was there. It was a good time. You know, the group, the doll, right?
Yeah.
And this doll was called so they could all tell me not to do comedy. So my mom like threw this party so everyone that I knew would tell me not to do comedy secretly. They would all take me that whole day.
Oh my God. I know that feeling.
I've been through that. I went through that. I literally went through that last year.
Tommy just realized what I was saying. He's like,
I was like, please. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You had the same thing,
you
right?
just get like blindsided.
For me, I'm trying to go to Colombia for a month or so because I'm working from home.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm gonna go to Colombia. And she was like, I know that's a good idea. Colombia's like a scary place. I'm like, it's not really that scary. I'm like, it's fine. I've been there. And my dad's like, oh, I don't know. Huh?
Where you live? Chicago?
I live in New York. She lives in Toronto.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. So all of our work is always on Zoom.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Colombia. And I'm was like, yeah, I mean, not get Palo, like, please don't go, whatever. And then all my aunts are calling me like, so how's it going? Like, do you have any travel plans? I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, what's going on? And then like group calls be like, oh, so I heard South America was great, but why not wait? I'm like, who told you this? Who told you South America? Where's that coming from? So, like, I feel you, and that broke my heart hearing it. But yeah, so tell us about the dawah. So what's up with that?
It's the same shit, you know. Can't say it broke my heart, but I was just like, oh, y'all motherfuckers trying to play, huh? Y'all trying to play.
Dude.
Y'all trying to play. I'll be homeless, bitch. I'll show y'all. I'll FaceTime like a crackhead in the background, bitch, and I'll send it to y'all and ruin your family life. Like, I was ready, but that day made me even more ready. That day I did shrooms too. After they all left, I did shrooms to make sure that in my mind I was ready. So like I was like, what does my deepest self think? And so I popped some shrooms with an ex.
Dude, you're literally like an inspiration because I honestly think I'm gonna replay this part of the recording over and over again.
Shrooms? Just
last year, like I got a job.
I wanted to shrooms.
I should have heard this last year. Like last year I got a job, like a really amazing job in California.
Sure.
Same thing, yo. That fake dawat shit. Like my mom invited like the upper floor neighbor. This 70-year-old dude went off. It's like, hey, me ki korbe California te do. What is she gonna do? Why are you going? You stay here. Take care of your grandma. Do it. This is what you're supposed to do.
That is such a Bengali phrase. Keep
I
going.
was just like, yo, when can I punch your balls? Like,
that's what I'm gonna do. Ki korbo?
Shut up.
Balls gushi marbo.
Gushi marbo.
Bichi, what we call them bichis.
Beaches?
Yeah. So beachy is balls, and
that's actually very
yeah. Was that
like you plant your seed?
You plant your
seed,
the
beaches.
Bro. Yeah. Or isparm, or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah. It is what it is. Okay.
But that's what it is, man. And so yeah, it was a total block. But I was like, listen, man, this is the hardest decision because what happens when the body, the society is like a system, like a human body. When you have an antigen in the system, the antibodies work together to destroy what's inside the body, right? So when you become the antigen, the California girl, then all the antibodies come through and like, this woman's out of line. No. She has her own thoughts.
Exactly.
And if she does what she wants, then I have to actually look at what I want. And maybe the idea of the people lash out at dreams because it's a fear based on their own decisions. It's like, well, I have to make you wrong because if you're right, then I have to look inside my choices and be
And
like,
see if
what I did was right. And that's a scary thing. No one
Dude.
do that. No one do that.
Yeah.
To push you back into line than me to realize maybe I was in the wrong place the entire time.
Yeah. And that
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. I think it is a defensive mechanism from people.
100%.
Yeah. The
People
more
should.
because it's like, it's ongoing, right?
Yeah.
Like I gave up that dream and it's like, they're still not satisfied. And it's just like, okay, so this is like, yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Oh, Masha's got flashbacks. You saw her eyes? She's like, yeah.
PTSD.
she like logs out. You like,
Yeah, she's like, all right, Sam, you got the rest. I'm like, yo.
she like mutes the video, doesn't mute the audio. We can hear this go like, fuck, shit, yeah. Mute the audio, babe.
Where are the shrooms? Just
Yeah.
Dude, literally, I think like I'm gonna do shrooms before I call my mom tomorrow and tell her I'm going to Puerto
like,
Rico.
let it wear off and then
I
go.
need to do that.
Whoa. So
I mean, I've done it when I was high though. Yo,
That's
I
so
like called
crazy.
her when I was high.
Oh my god.
that'd be the wrong thing out of this conversation. Like we end up the whole conversation. She's like, that means I gotta do meth, right? Okay,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
loud and
I gotta
clear.
do
I got it. I'm doing meth. Thanks, Usama. You're the best. You know?
no, it was the king of comedy.
Yeah.
King of
Comedy.
The king of comedy told me to do meth.
King of comedy.
Yo, talk about that.
Holy shit.
His wish is my command.
No, that's pretty wild.
Isn't Toronto like Canada has more? I think Vancouver has more meth problem than we do, right? Isn't Vancouver like the place?
I mean, depends where we are, right? Like we got our issues out here.
Shit. I was
It's not
born,
New York. New York, I don't think has a meth issue, but
right. I mean,
drugs
some
out
areas,
here are crazy.
some areas. Midland,
I mean,
Midland.
Ontario's like pretty. Ontario, like there are some parts, like Jane and Finch, like that's where like.
Why does
an
that sound like a
intersection where
Nordstrom?
there's like a lot of gangs.
Yeah,
and stuff,
right.
So
Yeah, Jaden Finch.
I don't know, like it's
Interesting.
kind of weird. Yeah.
I was born in Canada. I was born in Vancouver, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
how
really?
did you end up in Texas? I don't understand. Like,
So
what's the story?
left when I was 5 to New Jersey. Lived there for like K through 5. Then 5th grade to like 23 years old, I was in Dallas. So most of my life was in Dallas. My dad was a telecom engineer, so he was bouncing around.
Dude, your name was
Yeah.
Osama
Yeah.
in Dallas.
Oh yeah, you bet your ass, bro. Yeah.
That's thick ass skip. I could take a whole machete to your arm.
Yeah.
Violent, sure, but yes. Usama was a rough name in Dallas for sure. But I mean, dude, it was more that I was a weird looking kid, man. It wasn't even like the Usama was a secondary thing. I had a bowl cut, and I was like, my body was like a mic stand. I looked so skinny. It was weird. It wasn't like Usama was like a cherry on top for the bullies. Like, oh, we can beat him up and be patriotic. It wasn't like it wasn't the main reason for sure.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And then you moved here, I guess, to do comedy. I mean, now you're killing it, right? You're highlighted on JFL.
I'm the king of comedy, dude. Yeah.
Look at you, killing it.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest dogs in New York. That's really important. But have you ever looked back and been like, what? I don't know. So everything I've read about you, when I read about you coming to New York, I read about that low-key illegal shady spot in Bushwick. You little fucking cracked in and
Yes, bro.
RC, right?
Research, bro. Oh my god.
No, I mean, I think it's important to just know who I'm talking to. And I mean, I respect the grind, right? But you came here and like, whether it was in Bushwick or like going to Planet Fitness, getting those water jugs and walking all the way back to Kansas. Have you ever been like, I could have been a fucking doctor. Like, have you ever just been like, what's going on?
I mean, nah. I mean, the idea was, it's like you say it, just say it, like the actual what happened. It looks like such hardship. It sounds like a hardship. And it is technically, but in my mind, it was not a hardship thing. But on the other side, after getting those water jugs, I'd go do comedy like 4 times a day in different bars and spots in New York. So I was as happy as can be because I was doing as much. I came to do what I'm doing, and I'm doing it. So for me, it was like, that was just a means to an end so I could do comedy 4 times a day. If I had a job, then I wouldn't be able to do that 4th set, and that would break my heart. I came to do as much comedy as humanly possible. So whatever I needed to do to get to that point where I'm doing 3 shows a night, 4 shows a night, and and not even shows, like shitty open mics. They're not all amazing shows. These are terrible.
Yeah.
Back in the bar, guys just yelling shit. I mean, it's horrific, right? But I'm doing it I'm getting to do as much as possible, only because I'm living with such low overhead. I'm living with no rent with this crack den. I'm living with very shady roommates and situations with the Bushwick apartment. So it's like, that's what I chose as a lifestyle, just so I could do as much comedy. And the fact that I could do the comedy made it all okay. It wasn't ever like, oh, this sucks. It was, how great is it that I don't have to pay rent so I can do comedy all the time.
That's how you know it's all passion, right? That's straight heart.
That's all it is. Still,
I think freedom is so underrated. Like freedom, like it's so underrated. Like people talk, like it's something that I definitely crave. So when did like America's Got Talent happen? Was that while you were still in like Plano, Texas, or when you were in New York? Like,
that was New York. That was like 2 years ago. So I've just been doing comedy in New York and videos and shit. And like the producers came to me. They saw me online. One of the producers who had like some power. He was like your shit, man. Like I see you going far, and like he put me through. I skipped that. You know that whole sad gym thing, like 90,000.
Yeah.
In a gym, half the people have like massive pigs and they're walking them or whatever. You know, all that shit I skipped. All that sad shit. You know, I'm gonna be a star. It's like your whole talent is that you have a beard and you're a girl. That's not it's over. So that idea was gone. And so I skipped straight to the executive producer part. They got me in the auditions, the actual ones, did it, killed it, and then, king of comedy now apparently.
That's awesome, man. I mean, like that's huge for us, like especially like growing up, we didn't see like we grew up with like Russell Peters.
That
was it. Like that's it. Like,
and that's why I looked at, man. I was a huge Russell Peters fan. I love Russell Peters. Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
Russell, somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
That was the first quote we all did. We all that was before we watched The Office. We didn't really have a developed sense of humor back then. Us kids, we just knew that this guy was funny. And as we watched more shows, Office and 30 Rock, whatever, we started to get a sense of humor. And you look back and you're like, oh, that was me at a previous level of my sense of humor. We were all there. Do you ever listen to that one song, MC Vikram Ludikrishna, Welcome to India, with the cows eat hay? That is OG. That is OG, bro.
That's OG.
Whoa.
Yes.
Those guys are like pharmacists now. They're like
oh my god.
That was the first song that made you proud to be an Indian or proud to be a brown person. Welcome to India with the cows eat hay. Would we drive auto rickshaws every day? Go to meet yummy sweets with monkeys roaming. Roosters all crow till 5 a.m, right?
Look at you. You say this in the morning every day. You just sing it like in the mirror.
It's the mirror. Meditation mantra.
Yes.
The monkeys are roaming.
The scene from 8 Mile, Eminem, in the bathroom. The monkeys roaming scene. Roosters all crow till 5 a.m. Let's go. It's carpe the diem, bitch. So that was like the beginnings of brown comedy in America, or desi American comedy. And we all got shaped by that. Any brown comic in America today, all of us, our humor is shaped by Russell Peters, 100%. You can't say no.
My dad still quotes. My dad would be like, because I was like, oh, I'm talking to a comedian today. My dad's like a brown comedian? I'm like, yeah, he's a Bengali actually. He's like, oh, like similar to Russell Peters. He's like, oh, the guy that said, you have a room? I was like, yeah.
Dude, we have to make Russell Peters Bengali. So he was like,
we have to make him.
We have no Bengalis. We're like, Russell Peters Bengali.
No. So I'm like, no, like he's almost, like he's there. He's in the area. I'm sure he's been to Bangladesh. Like,
I love Bangladesh. Man.
No, 100%. So then when you went to America's Got Talent, what was your parents' reaction to that?
They understand that. They
right? That was like quantifiable.
Quantifiable, man. That's what I'm looking for, because they understand TV. They understand that TV is a hard thing to get on. So when I was on the TV, that's when it was like, okay, my son. Okay, my dad blasted it. In the Facebook, everyone went crazy. There was a whole Bengali uproar, for the community. But here's the thing: it's like, as much as they love that, they're gonna hate my first Netflix thing, because I'm gonna talk about sex and fucking and all that, crazy shit. They might not be so happy, but it's just like, listen, this is what I'm getting ready for that backlash that's gonna happen. Like, oh, you're representing us, and you say pussy. It's like, I'm doing it for me. I'm a Bangladeshi second. I'm a human being first.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I gotta do who I am. I can't. So
exactly.
Except they're always gonna try to put a lid on it and make it about you destroying the culture. Like Bengalis, You're the first guy in Bengal, and you talk about pussy. It's like, what's so bad about pussy? You know, it's the idea is.
I've never heard a Bengali dad say pussy.
Oh yeah.
No, I think Trump was the first.
Ita.
Like you're talking about the good, whatever.
I think after Trump said it, a lot of Bengalis were like, "Is this okay?
This can't be right.
It's on Kiwi."
Pussycat. I think in Bangla it's called voda. It's so disgusting.
I don't. Yeah, that sounds. That's why they're so. That's why the culture's like that, because it sounds nasty.
Yeah, voda.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, Bengalis. I mean, because we're a cats people. You know, we're fucking from the hood, like hood Indians, basically.
That's true.
No, we are. Yeah, we're a lot more.
We are very.
Dude, go to a brown party. It's loud as fuck, man. People just yelling. There's always one fight that breaks up between two uncles that are like in rival Bengali or associations and shit. You know, there's always
I mean, even when they're out here, they do that stuff all the time.
Yeah, bro, it's a passionate people. We're passionate people, man.
No, I think that's one reason why I was so curious about your parents, because I know like we're just really passionate people, and like after America's Got Talent, I'm sure they got really excited about it, and I feel like your mom would be calling you like, "Beta, have you hit 50K yet, or are we still?"
Yeah. So like, she has no concept what Instagram is. She knows what Facebook is. She knows what a like is. She fucking that out, you know. Say retweet, she'll pass out. Like she has no concept of like what a retweet is. But she is now really like, you know, like trying to put my name out there to the aunties and shit. Always, you know, being proud of me and that kind of shit. Like before it was for that, for medicine, but then, yeah, it's nice because I'm 6 years into New York. You know, it only took brown mom takes 6 years to love her son, I guess. You know?
That should be the caption of this. That should tell this thing when we post it. Like, brown mom takes 6 years to love
her son. You know what I'm saying? And so it takes a long time for them to understand. But once they do, I mean, you realize they always did. They just, you know, Bengali's passion usually every great emotion or positivity has a corresponding negativity, yin yang. So passion yields to maybe a revulsion of things you don't understand, you know. So it's all the same swirl, and so you know, it came with that passion, and so you just got to work with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that made any sense?
I mean, like,
I'm not even sure. Does that make any sense, y'all? Okay.
No. That definitely made a lot of sense.
It makes perfect sense. This is like what I need to really get into my head too. Like, you know, when you said like I'm a human being first, Bengali second, like, you know, as a Bengali girl, we're constantly.
Oh, for sure.
That is what we're told. We're made to feel guilty about it. So it's like, it's always in our head. We're always in our heads, like trying to figure out, okay, but like, when do I come first?
I feel like,
can I come first?
I feel like Mashiach is getting too inspired. You know, you're about to upend your whole life.
I really think I'm about to lose. Yeah, Usama. I think if I need a little bit of like collateral from you. If I lose her as a co-founder, I'm gonna need you to jump in.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Because she's
like,
taking over the world now. She's like,
I'm gonna go to Guatemala, okay? And I'm
she's,
gonna
like, she's like, I want nothing short of the nation of Guatemala.
in the middle of the fucking ocean.
You come out, you're like, you know what? I realized that I'm a lesbian fire twirler. Thanks. Thanks. I'm gonna do that now in Guatemala. I'm like, oh fuck, shit. I'm sorry. I call your uncle, your dad. Sorry about that. My bad.
Honestly, that was on me. We're talking about. I taught her how to say pussy in Bangla, and the rest was history.
I say pussy, voda. Don't you forget it, kids.
Voda.
Easy.
Yeah, not too loud. Not too loud.
It sounds like porta.
Get porta. That because it looks like it.
Because it, yeah.
You're right there. I see you.
Yeah.
Porta.
Oh.
That was too close. I caught myself because I knew that was all you.
Porta, dude, that's disgusting. Term.
Yeah. Why are we obsessed with porta? It's like every vegetable or fruit or whatever, like even meat, we just smash it.
It's
because we're the hood version. It's just we just put it all into our food. Everything angry.
You beat your kids, you beat your food. You know, it's just all anger. Ugh. Like what did that eggplant do to you? I don't. 100%.
And then it's true. All right, so here's another thing I was thinking about. Another question I have.
Of course.
We talked a lot about your family, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to know a little bit more like about your friend group coming in. So like, because I know, or at least this is what I've read, that you have a lot of like friends who supported you in your move.
Sure.
Whether it was financially or just heart to heart. So not just speaking about Pranav, but like generally speaking.
Of course, yeah.
How have they made that impact?
Pranav's my main guy, obviously, but yeah, but before you know, I had some really best friends back in Dallas who were the first reason I was funny. You know, like my boys back in Dallas, we were always goofing off, and that's the first place I was realizing that I was a funny person. Without these friends of mine, I would have no concept of what is a joke or what is funny. We were just
who's laughing, right?
Who's laughing? Who's having, we have such a good time together. And it's like, you know, these are essential people in your life. Your first group of good friends. These are essential because they really construct who you are. Like you with them, you mold each other into the beings that you become. So it's like my guy Arjun, my guy Sikandar, my guy Shishto, my guy, like these are my guys. Guys. You know, I don't talk about the podcast that much because you know it's been a while, but these are my guys. Like until
day one.
Was it my day ones? A1's from my day one, you know? My mom is one of the funniest people I ever met in my life, you know what I'm saying? She's just unbelievably hilarious. Not like on her own accord, obviously, but just the way she is so present that it's just the funniest fucking thing. Even yesterday, she was just like, I called her. I call her every day on FaceTime, and she's like, the first thing she says before hi, she's like, COVID morbo. COVID morbo. Shesh, I'm shesh. And she's like over it. She's like, take me COVID. Take me. I'm like, funny as fucking. Because she's like so real. And so all these people in my beginning of my life were just the reason I'm funny. Without them, there is no Mango Bay. There is no King of Comedy. Nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like talking about Mango Bay, like how did that kind of get started? Like with you and Pranav?
So we went on shrooms. And
I feel like every story from you, every grade.
Everything. Once upon a time,
once upon a time, shrooms. So we were on shrooms, and this is my guy. We're having a good time, you know. Always, I see him on as a comedian on stage. I'm like, this motherfucker. I need to know this guy. And then he told me later, but when I saw you, I was like, this motherfucker. So it was a mutual just love and respect for each other's humor. And once we started, it was just like, oh, dude, you're my guy. You're my guy. It's a cosmic friend. It's a friend from the heavens. You know, like we're totally on the same page, comedically, vibe-wise, all. I mean, it's just like, oh, you're my fucking husband. It's done. Yeah. And so once we started that friendship, it was like we started doing shrooms together and, you know, LSD and all this crazy shit and drugs and having a good time. And one day we were eating dried mangoes together. I just brought some I always keep some dried mangoes in my backpack. Gotta stay fresh, you know? So I brandished that bitch out. I was like, all right, we on fucking shrooms. Let's fucking eat this shit. And so we started eating it. I'm like on his lap. I'm like, I love you. And he's like, I love you, dude. And then I'm like, you're my bae. And then he's like, you're my mango bae. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. And we're just like, whoa. So like together we like created this thing on shrooms called Mango Bae. Yeah, it's crazy.
You interlocked your hands together while you were saying.
Oh yeah, why not, baby? That's if you don't lace up with your bros, you don't love your bros.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Fucking boom. You don't really give a fuck.
You're like, henceforth, we shall be Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, in it. And we were thusly knighted as such. And it was fucking the shit, man. It was, and Mango Bay really is, we are each other's Mango Bay. That's where it comes from.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys like have like such an interesting like dynamic, right? Like, I feel like there's like two different energies, but it's like super like complementary.
Sure.
I feel like
we're very different, but we're it's like parceled out differently. Like, you could say I'm kookier and erudite, and he's got the erudite and the kook, and we kind of like shift in that sort of.
You guys like shift. Yeah.
Half philosophy, half come, and it's like kind of like it goes in and out, dynamic equilibrium. You know when a chemical reaction ends?
Yeah.
The end of it is a dynamic equilibrium. Reactants become products become reactants. It's like kind of flux. That's what we are.
Yeah, exactly.
The reactant I give to him, he brings the product. The product he gives to me, I give to him.
Yeah. And it's so great because it's like as the episodes like progress, it's like you can see that energy kind of bounce off.
Oh, so you started number one, and you kind of saw the development. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, I've seen like most of them, like 75%.
Oh my God.
I'm there.
How many Joe is a pedophile jokes have you heard? I mean, that's enough.
Too many that now I think that they're normal.
I think that's a big thing.
If I don't hear one, My day doesn't go in.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing with the podcast. Just like making all of this normal, like
Right.
being able to bring all of these things that we all think, even the inappropriate things that we should not be thinking,
Right.
legally maybe, but like all these things that we think, and it's like we put them out there for us, and it's like, all right, I guess I'm not the only one, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's also like, you know,
I guess I'm not the only one who's messed up.
right. Who wants shrooms all day?
Yeah, no,
Sure. But that's the idea is like, you know, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I fuck. Isn't that crazy? I'm fucking crazy. That's lame because you're trying to validate yourself through a hologram of something that you're not, or you're trying to use some idea of yourself to create a sort of clout or whatever the fuck you're trying to do. It's not from your soul. We are because we are. You know, me and Pranav, we're dirty bitches. That's who we are. You know, we're little hoes. So that comes out naturally. And so it's like the right to be a hoe because I am. It's not I have to be a hoe because there's no sex symbol brown person yet. So I have to do that so that they will look at me. That's a very wrong way to come at it. Just be yourself. And that is already such a rebellion in our culture and in American culture. Let's not pretend like Americans love when you're yourself either. It's like we always say, like, India is all tradition. It's like, so is America, man. You like brown people are allowed to be like this. You know, you can do a little BuzzFeed thing of like, oh, this the guy, right? And as opposed to, let me not, like, there's the male gaze, but there's the white gaze. Let me not make shit underneath the white gaze of what is white allowed for me. Let me just, I am me, and you know what? How about y'all live under the brown gaze, bitch? You know, like we're fucking. We have an older culture. We have more arts than you can fucking even begin to understand.
Better food.
So y'all come to us, baby. I'm done going the other way around. That's all I did my whole life. Or before you understand that, like that American culture is white culture, and if you subscribe to Americans too much, you're really subscribing to your own self-hate and your own whiteness.
Yeah, and I mean, you see that a lot, right? Even with clothes.
Of course.
You see that a lot. Like they're like, oh, look at my Aladdin pants. Like, no, that's half a Punjabi.
Half
like,
a Punjabi, bro. See that?
Like,
fucking, oh, this is my little binder or whatever the fuck they call it. Idiot, Selena Gomez.
My forehead sticker.
My forehead sticker. That's way better, yeah. Forehead sticker. You know?
My third eye. It's my chakra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all of the like the little yoga things like Kundalini.
Kundalini.
Like, I was like, you're all like, that makes no sense to me. Like, why are you taking from Sikh people?
First of all, I don't even know what Kundalini really means. You know,
I don't know what it means.
Right? It just sounds like sexual somehow.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're having sex like upside down or something.
Right. It's like a type of sex, right? Kundalini method. Yeah, it's
only a few can.
Only the few know.
It's only the real sex symbols of brown culture. It's like,
usually at the end of that, there's a white girl named Becky who just like spent her whole life learning about Kundalini, and she's like, you know. And so 1 out of every 30 white people are like, all right, you live the life, you can do this, you like married a mother. You can fucking be Indian, all right, fine. But it is a thing where it's like right now just being yourself is rebellion, and we're trying to undo that idea because it's like it's only rebellion because you think it is, because you're scared establishment. We're just being ourselves, and somehow that is already crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. And like, you know, like for Mango Bay, you guys are really uncensored, right? So like when you go do shows, like stand-ups or gigs and stuff like that, can you be that uncensored, or do you really have to put a lid on your, like...
It's if you do like a really intense abortion joke and it works, you're a genius. If the joke doesn't work, you are in handcuffs, you know? Yeah. So the idea is live shows are always a high wire act. You know, some days the joke hits, you're a killer and you're a god, and some days it doesn't hit. When the harder the joke or the crazier the joke, the more the risk reward factor. So if you get the hard hitting joke that's maybe about, you know, necrophilia or whatever, then you'll get much more reward than if you. But then the fall is that much more.
Yeah, it's the risk reward thing.
It's all about learning how to get better and better. And so when you start off doing comedy, you don't want to start with the craziest shit. Start off with easy stuff. And the more you get better, you can work with harder topics. It's all about skill and how you relay it.
And just like reading the crowd, right? So like every crowd will be different, right? Even if it's the same venue, right? Like Tuesday versus Friday versus it's always gonna be
100%. Some days you're just on it, and some days you just suck. What are you gonna do? And then you suck, and then they're like, "Fuck you for doing the abortion." They're not wrong. You just were bad that day, and so you gotta take the brunt. So it's like do whatever you want, and there's no lid on anything really, but just be accepting of the consequences. If you offend somebody, you can be angry at that, but accept that this person got offended because you said something. You have to, that is a truth that you have to deal with. And don't be like, oh, that's not true. Fuck you. That's not even real. Her reaction to your joke, and it's always a her, is could be problematic, but you have to accept that. Like I did say the joke, so accept what comes after.
Yeah. All right, last question, and this is completely unrelated to you.
Shrooms, fine. Let's go.
What are your thoughts?
Oh no.
This might get us canceled. What are your thoughts on Mindy Kaling?
Oh, I got so serious. I thought you were gonna say partition of 1947.
No,
I was freaking out. I was like, I love Pakistanis. Fuck.
No, we're not trying to take away your career. If anything, we're risking ours. So like, dude. Well, the thing is, okay. So let's preface that real quick. So
yeah, let's preface it.
We filmed a few things this weekend. We didn't put anything out yet, but like we're making sure we have enough content. We want to film some like mukbangs, whatever. We're actually gonna make this a mukbang with you, but then we're like, maybe he doesn't like to eat. I don't know. So now, during one of our videos, we called out Mindy Kaling a little bit because we were like, a lot of her content, especially like The Office, is like, it doesn't represent us well. And I think Aziz Ansari has his own issues, whatever. But I think in a way, he's also like that brown dude that doesn't have game. That's kind of awkward. That's weird. And I'm like, I want like, if you're going to represent us, don't do like 8 seasons and one of the episodes in season 4 is going to be Diwali or Holi. And then you're back to being this whitewash. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
So that's why we called out a little bit. And that was like my argument.
Okay.
Me and Mashi just have similar viewpoints there. So what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think it's one answer, man. It's easy to be like, yo, fuck you. You don't represent us and you're a sellout. Very easy. To actually think about it is a tougher game. So in the beginning, my reaction as well was like, yeah, Mindy's a sellout. She sucks. Makes me feel better. I'm doing real comedy. I'm the king.
Yeah.
But really, then you think about it. Okay. She is coming from her experience with the Never Have I Ever, whatever show that was.
Yeah, that was good.
People shit on her for the Hindu thing and the, wanting the white boyfriend. Well, maybe she wanted a white boyfriend. Maybe she liked that white guy. Maybe it's just her experience.
Yeah.
So like, you can't you want to invalidate her brownness and her life, you know?
Yeah.
So on that end, I'm like, all power to you. You make the show you want. If I'm angry, let me write a fucking awesome show. Let me just write a show and put that through.
Yeah.
Why am I so angry? Like, I didn't write a show yet. What the fuck? Everyone hating on Aziz. Did you send 3 full movie scripts to Judd Apatow before you got cast as Randy? No.
That's true.
Shut the fuck up. He said things all the time. He was working. Now, once he got there, did he help Indians? No, I don't like that. He brings Nimesh Patel out now on his gigs. Was he doing that before? No. I think there's something to be said with once you get the power, definitely help out more Indians. Mindy is though. Mindy's cast an Indian girl who was unknown, and now she's huge. So it's all about giving back the opportunities. It doesn't matter where you go, I think. People were always going to have problems with you representing. When Rami got huge, a lot of uncles were angry at the girls who got choked in the car. Like, it's not the Islam. He's not saying it's Islam. He's saying it's his life. So you can get angry on both ends if that is not your experience, if not showing your experience. Again, human first, demographic second. So if you're coming from a human energy first, your shit's gonna be good. Now, Mindy Kaling stuff, I don't think it's that hilarious or anything like that, but the fact that she came from her experience, I respect. Now, is that the one that I want for Indians to see, Americans to see that this is Indians? No, that's not my personal experience. But what am I gonna do about it? Just hate on it and do nothing?
That's the thing. She's killing it. Like, she's won her awards. I think a big thing with
I hate on any respect. I can't hit on any success. Just if I don't like what I'm seeing, let me make my own thing and try to push that.
Exactly. So So like that's, and I feel like that's what you're doing. That's what we're trying to do, changing our space, right? Like trying to actually add value this way. Right. I think one thing that a lot of people do when they get to the top is that whole like wokeness thing. Like
sure.
Try to like fit into the woke mold, without actually like having the heart to really want to pursue change. And like that, like, I don't know, like if you're gonna be an activist about something,
fake woke.
Yeah, you can't be like fake woke about it.
Love it. Sami's getting intense. I can feel the fire.
I'll just
like,
if you're gonna be at the top, you're like, bring all the brown people up. You get to the top and you're like, all right, it's just me. Like, I don't even see, where are you guys? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
this guy, I love it. That's good. I love that fucking fire. That's what we need to have as Bengalis, as Indians, Desis. That's what's gonna take us there, man. What's the question though? What do you want? What's the question you're asking?
Well, look, it wasn't really a question. It was just me telling you. That's just my idea.
Right.
Tommy was blabbing.
Right.
I was like, yo, I felt this.
It has to come out.
y'all are
I can't
both
keep
like,
it in.
whew, I love it. I love this energy, man. This is what I want in all of our people.
Yeah, I mean, hey, right now we're not making any money off Jore. This is just a passion project. You're feeling it through
Do I
the.
look rich, dude? I'm wearing a gray undershirt, bro. I'm making waves. I'm not rich yet, you know. So it's all about like you have to give a fuck. Do you give a fuck about brown people?
Mhm.
You know, Aziz only recently has. Mindy, I don't think she really did give a fuck until later. So like, who gave a fuck before they got big? Who gave a fuck from the beginning? Who really fucks with their own people?
This is when it comes in. The king. You just.
Yeah. And it's another gray shirt. I'm like, yeah, I'm so poor. Do you give a fuck? Do you give a fuck about your own people? Are you that Asian chick who only dates white guys from day one? You never wanted to go, like, even be a friend, one of your people. Always be interesting. I love that y'all are hanging out. This is a great thing. Like, y'all give a fuck about your people. That's very important. That's very, you think on a macro level, you're part of a system. You're not just one entity. You are part of a system, and it can be intense, a system, you know, it's very, can shut out things, tradition.
Yeah.
But it's the reason you got anything going on. You know, have you seen those depressed white guys with no culture? Jesus. Goddamn. Eating potato chips and crying all day? Oh, no, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
They have no sense of what's bigger than them. And we do, and that's a gift. It's a fucking gift.
That's true.
Yeah.
And if you don't see it as a gift, then I'm like, there's a problem. There's a problem between our understanding of what our culture is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's also like our parents have had to somewhat assimilate to like the model minority myth, so it just kind of gets passed down to us too.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
I gotta separate from my roots. Like, especially when I was like 12, 13, I was like anti-Bengali kind of thing, you know?
What is
Or
this
no.
move?
What is that?
Has this ever
I don't
blocked anything?
Osama, I swear to God, I've never seen her do this before.
What?
I'm like, where is this coming from?
What is this? Your mom can still punch you in the head.
Mechanism.
She can
This
punch
is
you
my
in the head.
defense mechanism.
The
not
fist
good.
goes right through. It's like a guiding pin. Hey, punch my head. Christ. I love it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so what y'all are doing with this, I'm just like such a fan of, yo. Like,
Oh, thank you. No, thank you so
Go ahead.
much. I mean, okay, Sam, do you want to do the rapid fire? Because like I know that we're
Yes.
taking up a lot of his time.
We got, okay, real quick, right before the rapid fire, I just feel like this is important. This is an important question to ask.
Okay, what's up?
So what advice do you have for people like a mini Usama or like a 16-year-old you, or just other people, other brown people trying to go against the grain or go into comedy or acting or whatever it may be? Like, what's your whole, but like specifically Western, like diaspora, like even if they're in Australia, like just like parents that struggle to get to the white land and now they're like, no, we need to cement ourselves in. Like, what's your whole take on that? Like, what would you say?
It's really one word. Shrooms. All right? If you got, that's it. Do shrooms.
Yeah.
Much just like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, my shit's like, oh, I knew it.
I am memorizing, taking notes mentally.
The main thing is, if you start your dream, that's not the end of your problems. When you start your dream, the thing you really want to do in your life, that's the beginning of most problems. Because now you give a fuck about what happens in your present. So that's, people think they find their dream and it's like, oh yeah, I'm just hanging out now, live my life, I'm a singer. No, you're actually so clicked into life now. Every moment means something. So now the real tension, the real problem, the real human growth and the work, self-growth begins. So get ready for problems if you're going for something that you give a fuck about. Like, it's not the end of your shit, it's the beginning. And that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Because now it's shit that you wanted, right? And this whole time you're getting shit that you didn't want. Now,
Exactly. Now you're clicked in. You're clicked into life. And that is, you feel all of the emotions. You feel everything. Now you feel all of it. There's no more passive life living because you found your thing. So it's not necessarily a very easy thing to have, but it's the way to go, I think, in life. It's actually how you achieve any sense of peace and growth.
Yeah, no, that's really important. It's like you now have something to fight for, right? And you have to constantly show up and fight for it.
There we go. Like California, how you fought for it a lot.
Oh my God. California, like my freedom. Get me out of this prison.
You gotta bounce. It's not.
All right,
I
so
just
before
gotta
we take too much time, let's just do this
Right.
rapid fire. So we have
Before my shit breaks down.
before the shrooms, before the dealer gets to her house.
The dealer.
Yeah.
I love it.
You're having some kind of shrooms. I mean, it just helps you lead your life, dude. Like, I need
the
that.
thing is,
I
the
need your
thing
deal.
is, this is a sign because the amount of people that have been talking about shrooms in my life over the past
Dude, they're okay. They're okay. They
Oh,
helped me
they're-
once. You know, like, they're
Yeah.
fine. You make your own decisions, obviously.
No, I mean, I hope so. Mama ayahuasca comes down. And
Yeah.
just
Ayahuasca.
I'm just like shaving my head. Like, it's crazy.
You like just ayahuasca and meth in the same bottle. Like, okay, loud and clear, Usama. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
That is potent. Yo.
No, it's gotta be. All right, so let's do this rapid fire before Usama just is like, all right, I'm out.
Potent. Let's do it.
Okay, should I go first?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll do like 3 questions each. Yeah.
Okay. Mishti doi versus Rasgulla.
Mishidoy.
Okay.
Okay, good.
If you could only do one,
Front-
stand-up comedy, podcast,
Okay.
TikTok/Reels.
Stand-up comedy. Easy.
Stand-up.
All right. If you could go back on Americans Got Talent, would you still make Heidi Klum the butt of your joke?
Yeah, and I call her a slut instead of a tramp.
There you go. If you had to pick between, and you can only do one. You can get into movies and you kill it in Bollywood as a funny actor, or you get your own Netflix special.
Netflix special.
Awesome. Okay. Boobs versus Bobs versus Boo.
I'm going with tets. Tets.
Tets.
Tets.
That's on the secret menu. That's not even it.
Woo! Hitting you with the secret shit, baby.
That's good. All right. Last one. So during my extensive research of you, I saw that you beatbox. Feel free to say no and we'll edit it out. But, do you want to just like give us something? Just.
Dude, can we use that for our intro?
To this one? Yeah.
That's it. There we go.
My
catch.
God.
That catch on the mic. Fucking.
I think so.
I think some of it did. If it didn't, it's going to be hilarious.
I'm just like.
Yeah. But that was good. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
Yo, it was a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, like your vibes.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Honestly, it was dope having you. You're just like you're just a lot of fun to talk to.
Much love, man. If y'all need some help, send me this little lightning round thing and a little video. I'll post it on something. If you
that'd be great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Because we're at like what?
That'd be good for IG or whatever. Yeah. So
Okay,
let me know.
perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you on YouTube too. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but we're also gonna start
I do.
YouTube.
Yeah, bro. Mango Bay, bro. Get the fuck on
your
there.
YouTube channel every day.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
my bad.
Tommy, do you subscribe? Bitch.
I'm subscribed.
Subscribe to Mango Bay right the fuck now, man.
Yo,
this guy
Yeah.
jumping in.
Guys,
Wow.
subscribe.
Get your mans. Get your mans. Get your mans.
Personal one. Yo, someone's gotta hold us on back. Someone's gotta hold us on back.
And your Mango. Follow us at Jore Magazine. And if you like this video, subscribe, hit the bell button, do whatever the hell you want, write a Yelp review,
Y'all are great. Great vibes, man.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Of course.
So wonderful.
Come on. If I say no to Bengalis, who am I, man? Come on.
I was about to call you
You know
Aziz.
what
I
I'm
was about to be like, if you just come to a guy, Aziz.
No. Okay, I see how it is. Here's the thing. A lot of Bengalis hit me up for bullshit too. Like, hey, can you repost this random video of like him like taking a shit? I'm like, dude, you suck. Nothing constructive's happening. Garbage. No, Bengalis be creating some bullshit. So when I saw, I did a little vetting on the Jore thing, and I was like, Jore, and I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Proud of you guys.
I appreciate it.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
I mean, you're obviously.
We have your blessing. That's
Of course.
what's important.
Of course.
Yeah.
What
I'm looking forward to what you and Pranav create.
Oh, of course, bro. All day.
Yeah, you guys are really good content creators.
Much love,
All right,
man.
man. Thank you so much for coming.
I'll see y'all. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Didn't even get into that. We didn't even get into that Muslim shit. All right. I'll see you later, bro. That's a whole
We'll
other.
get
that's a
into it. We'll get
whole-
into it next
No,
time.
that could be another conversation.
That's a
That's
whole
a whole.
other. I'm down for it, yo. I'll catch you all
But
later.
I have shit to say for that one.
Oh, we know your ass.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Y'all are great. Seriously great. I'll catch you all later. Right?
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.